What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to talk about something fun. And we're going to talk about every new deck that you're going to see with in the Infernal set for EX6. So, Infernal Ascension? I probably botched that. Whatever. So, first list we're going to talk about none other than the King, the Lord, the Ragna Lordmon. Yes, normally it should have been black because we start with black majority of the way, but most of the stuff, half of it's in red, half of it's in black. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Ben Ben. Ben Ben produces probably one of the best Ragna lists ever. So anytime he kind of shows off a really good deck that I know he's really great at showing and representing, I would like to shout him out. So first off, as you know, Ragna Lord Ace is a new card. It introduces the new mechanic called Blast DNA, which takes Durandamon and Bryoludamon, and basically, for their counter timing, gets you into it for the Jogras. So, what's really nice about Blast Acing is you only need one of them on the field and the other piece in your hand. So, this becomes more feasible in the long term, especially because some of them just have good protection skills. Like this one, you know, your turn when one of your effects places a card under this Digimon, your opponent's effects can't delete this Digimon or return it to its owner's hand or deck until the end of turn. Really powerful protection skill for Bryoluda, right? But you also get the Durandamon, who gives an extra 3000 DP and security attack, which is really useful. But you also have the new Bryuda from the set as well by paying 3 costs. Place this under one of your Digi-Evolutions of one of your Digimon with level 6 or has a legendary arm trace. You Digivolve all your opponent's Digimon as much or less than DP than this Digimon, and then that Digimon. And then when Digivolving, one of your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects until the end of your opponent's turn. Which Digimon effects gives that protection skill that we've seen more and more boss Digimon just have. And then you have like Durandamon, who's basically when Digivolving, one of your Digimon may attack. Like, it all adds up, and all the new stuff kind of collides with the starter deck, advanced deck stuff. So you have like Zuber Eager, who's by placing this Digimon under one of your other Digimon that is black or legendary arms in his traits, as a bomb Digi-Evolution, delete one of your opponent's 5000 DP, or it's on play. So taking that into account, a lot of the structures deck stuff wants to hard play them, and then you can use effects from your hand by paying a little bit of memory to tuck in and give yourself bonus tucking effects. And then you have like their egg start a main phase by returning one card with legend arms from this Digi-Evolution cards to the hand, gain 1 memory. So this lets you cycle in, especially certain ones that are just by the main effect, by paying 1, place this underneath, it gives a DP boost. You know, all effects like this matters and can lead to being very scary push turns. And I like that they're starting to get better and better to fix kind of these decks' issues. And especially since this deck original issue was so high rolly, this one, because now you can pay the cost to get pieces in, your high roll starts getting smaller and smaller because you can just keep tucking and tucking and tucking. And then once you got 2 stacks ready to go, you can go right into this Ragna, and just for every 4 Digi-Evolutions, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 20 or less, and then trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. That gets crazy and goes way powerful, right? Right. Then we have this Zwampangmon. So this is another aquatic deck. Let's be honest. I had trouble coming up with a good thesis on how to build this because even Japan's not touching this with a 10-foot pole. Like, they keep trying to push this aquatic style of play, you know, play the thing from the sources, gain some monumental value, you know, the whole song and dance, right? Right, by now we kind of know what we're trying to do. You know, you get Seadramon here just spamming out with the rush. You get this Seadramon that's on play when Digivolving, you know, one of your blue Digimon cannot be deleted in battle until the end of opponent's turn. And then, you know, the inheritable that gives rush whenever they play it. It all adds up. And, I mean, the card is really good in its own right. You know, on play, you may place up to 3 other blue Digimon as this Digimon's bottom Digi-Evolution card. Then return all other level 4 or lower Digimon to the hand. For each card placed by the effect, you may add 1 level to this effect that may return. So it gives some sort of control aspect in the deck, which is not terrible. I mean, the fact that it's treated by Aqua, by its rule text, really helps out with the search ability and stuff like that. But when effect places a Digivolution under this Digimon, you may play a level 5 or lower card with Aqua or Sea Animal in one of its traits from this Digimon Digivolution without paying its cost. So it does add up and synergizes pretty decently with its other support. You know, it has an on play. You may play 1 blue level 3 Digimon from one of your blue Digivolution source without paying its cost. And then by placing one of your other blue Digimon as a bottom Digivolution card, unsuspend this Digimon. Just cycling in and doing some shenanigans. You know, this thing's on play, draw if you play from Digivolution, gain a memory also. It's jamming, inheritable. Biomon's a blocker and jamming, inheritable. I mean, it all adds up at the end of the day. You know, combos in nicely with the betas. And then Yoko itself, you may place 1 blue level 3 Digivolution from your hand as a bottom Digivolution. It all adds up at the end of the day, right? I mean, it does have a very powerful option by placing 1 Aqua or Sea Animal and its traits from your hand as a bottom Digivolution of one of your blue Digimon. Return all your opponent's Digimon with the same level as this placed from hand. You know, it's not a terrible 6-cost option. It has a lot of potential, but I don't know what we'll see. Now getting into yellow itself. One of the decks I'm really excited for, and this one I brought into Digimon Tri-Cup, and that is the yellow vaccine version. I think with Dominion, you may play 1 level 5 or lower card with Angel, Archangel traits among them without paying its cost, and shuffle your security stack. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP for the turn. You know, it's not really crazy, but it gives some sort of protection by trashing by effect or in battle, by trashing the top security stack, preventing from leaving. That protection skill helps extremely well with aces, so that does matter. Especially, like, I like the Angel Woolmon ace that gives minus 6,000 DP, but you can also combo it in nicely with Ofanimon ace that's going to give it minus 8. So taking 6 plus 8, it's minus 14,000 DP until the end of their turn, which means you know who's going to get countered hard by this combination. So that's why I kind of switched out from Angemon to Angel Woolmon ace. It suffices a combo that makes it so it's a lot harder for your opponent to deal with. And the fact that, you know, all turns when a card is removed from your security stack, if it's your turn, it gains security attack 1. If it's for the turns and attacks, if it's your opponent's, you recover it 1. So Ofanimon ace plus Angel Woolmon ace, kind of just keep yourself a little bit alive. I love Cherubimon ace, especially the wider the board. Cherubimon kind of just spits out a body and then minuses DP to the end of their turn. So this Cherubimon ace plus Ofanimon ace plus Angel Woolmon ace all starts adding up and gets around Magna X antibody. So I feel like we're gonna have Magna hell for a little bit, but we're starting to get more and more answers in the form of like Ofanimon, Cherubi, Angel Woolmon combos. All these good support that I really like to see. And then we get Mastemon. Mastemon got a new support in the Blast Digivolution as well, just only needing a Lady Devi and an Angel Woolmon to do their Blast Ace shenanigans. But as you know, the deck there's 2 ways of going about this in this thought process here. You could just play 8 Ukus, and then you just go combo and just play your Gatos from your hand and just have a field day. And that's not a bad trade-off. I'm going to be straight honest with you that the aggression it gives is really solid. And then you just combo in with your Mastemons here. Yeah, or Mastemon Ace, and just make your opponent have a bad day. Because of Mastemon Ace, the ability to now, if your opponent tries to swing into, let's say, an Angel Woolmon, the Blast Digivolution would reset the stack and the attack whiffs. It's kind of cool to see. We are teching in 1 Ofanimon Ace because why not? To be honest with you, it's another very powerful trash the top or bottom of your security stack. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8,000 DP for the turn. Not a bad trade-off. All in all, good stuff. We are playing the new Mirai at 3, just because by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory, then one of your Digimon may digivolve into Angel Woolmon or Lady Devi from trash with reduced cost by 1. Not a bad trade-off. And we have the old Mirai. It's just a really solid deck. I don't know if it's going to make enough waves for a lot of players to get back on Maste, but I expect there is going to be a lot of you that want to support it. Then we are into Shakomon here. This thing is very interesting. It's a Digicross style of play. So on play, when Digivolving, all Digimon gain a security attack, -1 until the end of the opponent's turn, and then when this Digimon would be deleted, return to your hand or deck, and you may play one Sanzo, one Goku, one Sago, and one Chuhakaimon from this Digimon's Digivolution without paying its cost. So it basically resets for its Digicross, which is not bad, or just spits out some couple of bodies. And that's not a bad trade-off, just being able to have more bodies, which are level 5s, which are a little harder to deal with in some circumstances when they come in for free. But all turns, all your Digimon gain security. All your Digimon's security attack ones are turned into a security +1, and until the end of turn, you may place one Digimon with security attack 1 on the top of their own security stack. So, as long as this thing survives, you get to, do some crazy shenanigans. And then you kind of just see, they kind of give inheritables, and they kind of Digicross as well with combos. One Digimon may gain a security attack -1 until the end of opponent's turn, gains the minus security attack 1. So you kind of can spread this out a crazy amount. So if they have a wide board, you can deal like 4 of them when attacking. This is the main one that you really want to be, because if you're Digicrossing, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add one of the 4 others among them to your hand, return the rest of the bottom deck. And then when this Digimon would leave the battle area, return one Digimon card from the Digievolution cards to your hand. So just more protection skills. You got like Ko here, Cho, one Digimon may gain a security attack -1 until the end of opponent's turn. Then if you're Digicrossing, this Digimon gets +3000 DP and gains blocker. The drill here. And then you have Sago. This card here is just same thing. If you're Digicrossing, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of turn. That security attack 1 is kind of just the combo, what you're doing. And then, all the good shenanigans here. I'm really excited to see what people kind of do with this list and create its own kind of entity. I like the Viximon because you gain some value off of the Yellow Men boost and the physical training when you play them for the first time. That just adds more value, and because you are a combo piece reliant deck, you just need to search out your stuff. Then we do have the red base version, which I think probably you'll see more play just because of the Guilmon Digimon combo. You get a draw 1 here and then draw 1 here. And as long as you get a +2, and then you can even combo with Fireball to draw more cards. All in all, the deck is kind of centralized focus here. You're just focusing on this, getting to this as soon as possible. I love the Seraphimon Ace tech here because recovery 1, and then when a card is added to your security stack, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or lower as a level as the number of cards in your security stack to the hand. Not a bad trade-off. I think we have a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to see what you guys can do with this deck. Then we have Cherubi. Warning here, I just could not find a decent list for Cherubi either, just because not a lot of people are looking to build it. But here's just a base one, trying to just use Suzy here, or Shucho. Reveal the top 3 card, add 1 card with Beast, Beastkin, Holy, or Cherubi, traits among them to your hand, return the rest of the bottom deck. When an effect suspends one of your Digimon, by suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon when Beastkin, Holy Beast, or Cherubi from your hands with reduced cost 2, which is not bad. It's a great trade-off because a lot of this basically combos in nicely, especially, this one reduces by 2 naturally. I mean, hey, it's what you're going to get out of the deal. The deck is alliance-based, and I think it's a good starting point. Double Typhoon, be able to play your Lopmons or your Terriers, stuff like that. That does help out. You need the Dog Bunny combination just to go off. Gummimon, up to you how you want to handle it, but, they all Digivolve for 0 here. But then you have, like, Windingo. You have the new Toruimon. Basically, on play when Digivolving, you may suspend 1 Digimon. And then you have, the Alliance version, which helps out. I went with a green-yellow, more base functionality because I think they just have better value. And especially because it minuses 2000 DP until the end of opponent's turn. And then, return one of your other suspended Digimon to your hand. You may play 1 level 3 lower Beastkin traits from your hand without paying its cost. Just sets up your Alliance and just goes on for good. And Then I figured Cherubimon X, but why not? You may place one level 4 or lower yellow-green Digimon from your hand or trash without paying its cost. And if you have Cherubi or X Antibodies Digi-Evolution, you may delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. For each of your other Digimon, add one to the effect that's usable levels. And then, you know, Cherubimon Ace, because you want those alliances to go off. So it all adds up at the end of the day, and the deck has some potential, but I don't see this thing being competitive. Diaboromon. I'm excited for Diaboromon. We got a couple more lists here. Diaboromon, definitely with its new card here, is basically combos in really nicely with Beast Cyclone, which basically says any of your blockers or all Digimon with blocker reboot gain a security attack 1. Since Diaboromon's going to give jamming and blocker, means all your tokens are now swinging with jamming for 2 checks. And that gets scary pretty quickly, especially if you have Rushy Boy here in your inheritables. And that's where Arata's going to spit out a couple tokens. He spits out a couple tokens by himself. You know, by placing one when starting main phase or when Digivolving, you may play one Diaboromon token. And then all turns when an opponent's Digimon is played, you may activate this Digimon's when Digivolving effect, which is not bad. This all sets up, and with Arata on board, you can go ham here. You know, you have Armageddonmon to help negate all level 7s if they get a little out of hand, but Catastrophe Canning to de-Digivolve, play a token. I mean, it has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see what you guys can do with this creative of a deck. Then we have the 7 Great Demon Lords. So the deck is kind of just one way of thinking. You have the Gates of Deadly Sins. Your goal is to get to Ogatomon here, and then you kind of just go ham from there. Just go get the big boy down, make your opponent have a bad day, trash all their security, win game. I mean, you kind of just want to turbo out as fast as possible. There is going to be a time that you basically just play, you know, a heavy, I'm just going to slam down big boys all day at a reduced cost. And that's kind of, if you flip King Drazel first, that's kind of just the negative aspect of this. But at least King Drazel will let you keep your bodies on board once they're played, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's up to you how you see it, but, you know, there's 1 in 1/5 chance or something like that, a certain percentage that is going to make it so that when your King Drazel flips top, you just get all these after he keeps flipping and sucking them in. You know, Lightning, Memory, Biting Crush, you know, all the drills here. You have like Barba, Lilith, Levias. You know what all these guys do by now, but you basically get to play the villain deck. You get to be the villains, and it's just another version of playing Royal Knights. This deck loses the Psychmon, so you need Poor Cupmon to try to answer that. So stuff like that can lead to being a little more of a downer, but hey, I mean, it's a trade-off when you play these kind of decks. Then we have Barbamon here, which is Scapegoat. On play, when Digivolving, trash 1 card in your opponent's hand without looking, and then all turns, when a card is trashed from your opponent's hand, you may play 1 purple card with a play cost 10 or less from your trash without paying its cost. And for each card in your opponent's hand, reduce the effect maximum by 1. We are playing a little bit of a Don Devi package in here, just because the ability to just keep their hand size small is what we're going on here for. You know, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. If an effect didn't delete, your opponent trashes 1 card in their hand. While your opponent has 5 or fewer cards in hand, this Digimon gains Rush and a security attack 1. We kind of combo it in with the promo Devimon. Then we are playing this Don Devi as another option, just because when a card is removed from your security stack, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. And then on deletion, opponent trashes 2 cards in their hand. Just not a bad trade-off just for the, you know, Devimon. I mean, it's all great options and possibility. You're just going to keep your opponent's hand small. Barbara is going to just play bodies. And then, you know, Keenan's in here just because on play, your opponent trashes 1 Tamer option in their hand. If they don't, you gain a memory, draw a card. Let's be honest. If players are tossing against in this matchup, Keenan just combos nicely with Barba's effect, just especially if it's hidden security. Then we have Lilithmon. Lilithmon with Revival of Darkness is really decent, because then you may play a level 5 or purple from your trash without paying its cost. Any on plays of that effect, you know, if your Digimon gets answered. But Lilithmon is pretty decent, so on play, when Digivolving until the end of opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets end of your turn, delete this Digimon. All turns once per turn, when the Digimon would leave the battle other than battle by deleting 1 level 5 or lower Digimon, prevent it from leaving. And then when another Digimon is deleted, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Why it combos so nicely is that you can use Revival of Darkness to get a body back, because this is, you know, delete 1 level 5 or lower. If you have to delete your own thing, you get your level 5 back with Revival, so it's not a bad trade-off. I think there's a lot of potential, especially like Phantom Pain. You know, delete this Digimon, then place this card in the battle area, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. If you have a Digimon with Lilithmon as name, delay at the end of his opponent's turn. Just answering threats and just being in a nuisance of a deck. It's kind of cool to see where it went with. I don't think this is the best fine-tuned version. I think once we get the X antibody, this deck goes crazy. But till then, we don't have it. So it's a learning curve and experience. But all in all, guys, these are the new decks. Hopefully you guys are excited for them. Let me know it in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!